Chapter 1. Arrival of Master Wu. Prince Jen hurries to the Pavilion of Joyful Mornings. Ma Fu makes a suggestion. One morning, a ragged old man came hobbling to the jade gate of the Celestial Palace in Chang'an. He leaned on a staff. His robe was kilted to his knees, red dust caked his bare feet. He was not a beggar, since he asked for no alms. He was not a man of wisdom, since he did something ridiculous. He demanded an audience with King Tai. The guards would have had rough sport with the foolish old fellow, but the look in his eyes made them uneasy and uncertain what to do about him. So they reported his presence to the Department of Further Study. There, the officials decided that he was merely a wandering lunatic and should receive 5 blows from the rod of correction. However, when the guards returned to administer benign chastisement, he had vanished. Later that day, young Lord Prince Jen was practicing archery at the far end of Spring Blossom Garden. It was one of his many accomplishments, which included appreciation of the new moon at the Mid-Autumn Festival, riding, fencing, writing poetry, and knowledge of the 6 forms of polite address, the 8 Mandarin ranks, and other essential information. His servant, a round-faced, bandy-legged fellow named Ma Fu, had gone to retrieve an arrow when Prince Jen glimpsed an astonishing sight: an intruder on the palace grounds. At first, Jen thought it was his beloved old teacher, Master Hu, who had instructed him in princely virtues, as well as all the other precepts, principles, and analects that a young man of Jen's rank was required to know. Jen and the ancient sage had been devoted to each other. One day, however, Master Hu disappeared from the palace and never returned. It was not Master Hu. Unhindered by walls, gates, and sentries, a stranger was making his way across the gardens toward the Pavilion of Joyful Mornings, where the ailing King Tai customarily took the fresh air. Prince Jen immediately summoned Ma Fu, who peered in the direction his master indicated.
"Do you mean that old codger in a red robe?"
Ma Fu said, squinting one eye, then the other.
"Carrying a walking staff? Prosperous, distinguished-looking with a long white beard?"
"Exactly," Jen said.
"I see nothing at all," Ma Fu said. "Since it's not allowed, he isn't there. He's a figment of your imagination."
"You see him as well as I do," Jen said, hustling Ma Fu toward the pavilion. "Don't play the fool."
"Who's playing?" Ma Fu muttered. "This is something out of the ordinary. I've served long enough in the palace to know one thing. What starts by being unusual ends by being troublesome."
Jen's astonishment grew. Outside the pavilion, instead of rushing to protect King Tai, the royal bodyguard stood about in befuddlement. Some leisurely scratched themselves. Others stared blankly at the clouds. A few had gone to sleep on their feet and snored loudly. Jen hurried into the pavilion. There sat his father conversing with a lean old man whose weathered face was brown and wrinkled as a walnut shell.
"My son, how surprising this is," King Tai said. "I was about to send for you this very moment. Here is Master Wu. He has journeyed great distances and learned much of interest to me during his travels. I confess, he so startled me at first that I feared I must have died without noticing it, and he was a spirit come to lead me to my ancestors. I could only wish he had chosen a more conventional way of obtaining an audience."
"With all honour and respect, Your Highness," replied Master Wu. "Had I done so, would it have been granted?"